everyone, so second video review for this week is for Love's Witness by Claire Highton-Stevenson. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So it was a really lovely emotional story. It's about Frankie, kind of, really. She's the main focus, Frankie, in a way. Her life fell apart. Her absolute world, Lisa, disappeared and was murdered. I mean, seriously, like, proper drama there. And 19 years later, looking for a fresh start and hoping to leave her past heartache behind, you know, Frankie, she starts to get this feeling that she's being watched, and she thinks she's seeing a familiar face, but it just can't be possible. But you know that feeling that you get, right? And she endeavours to uncover the truth. She's always been doing this, but she for once she's just more determined than ever to uncover the truth as to whether she's being deceived by past ghosts, or whether she might end up discovering the real truth of everything that happened years ago. So I loved everything about this story, literally everything. It was emotional and moving to the point I felt like I was getting a really intimate look upon a really sensitive situation, and with really deeply vulnerable and emotional characters that were also really strong women. And I admired Frankie greatly. She was amazing, right? She's so strong yet so vulnerable, and you could see both sides of her so clearly, but they did not disrupt, and you couldn't take advantage of either one of them unless she let you. She was fantastic in that respect. And everything she endured and went through, and she was still having hope, she was still trying to be positive, she was still trying to enjoy her life without Lisa, which we all know must be absolutely heartbreaking to lose someone that important to you and then try to carry on. That takes one hell of a strong person. So that really sums up the character for Frankie, and Claire delivered that as a character for Frankie as well. So this story actually delivers on all levels: drama, angst, thrill, romance, emotions, mystery, and they make one hell of a story, like one hell of a story. Again, edge of my seat stuff. I literally have been sitting on the edge of my seat this week, and more than one occasion it just made such an engaging story, because you wanted to know what happened to Lisa. You wanted to know why Frankie didn't quite believe what happened to Lisa. You wanted to understand how important Lisa was to Frankie. You wanted to understand how Frankie could just keep going. Like, you just had all these questions, and they were getting answered for you, but not immediately. So you had to wait, and it was like, oh my god, this is so frustrating, but it was so good in that respect because it engaged you and it really kept you in the moment and in the story. But it was great to be on this journey with Frankie as Lisa's story was revealed and the truth came out and everything. And I loved how, no matter what, Frankie's loyalty to Lisa, her lost love, was reinforced. She never gave up hope. She was always going to look for Lisa, whether she believed she was alive or not. And she never gave up hope that Lisa wasn't alive. Even when she'd been told she'd been murdered, she didn't want to give up. She didn't want to give up on that. So it was fate playing a role in making sure that lovers found happiness and justice for all they'd endured. It just was fate. It was everything was fate at play, and almost not coincidental, but kind of coincidental as well, but by complete accident. So it was very typical of what I've come to know and love of Claire's stories. She's got a type of storytelling where she goes for straight and simple to understand. It's not complex, but it is complex, but it's not as complex as some plots get when you come to this, and it's easy to follow, and I love that. You get all that plot and twists and uncertainty, but you get an easy story. You're not thinking, hang on a minute. It's not messing with your head. It's just unpacking the facts, and I love that. So the thing with Claire is she can tell real life and love stories. They are real life and love stories, and they're always filled with passion. They tell a deep and meaningful story always, and you can emotionally connect with them. That's just a given with Claire's stories. And this story for me, it's right up there on an emotional level with Claire's other story, The Promise. So if you've read The Promise, which made me very, very emotional, this story is right up there. Claire is right on the money with this, with The Promise, for emotional connection with characters and feeling, and just giving you a sense of overwhelming emotion towards a situation that is very sensitive, and she handles it very well as well. But I cried, I laughed, and most importantly I connected with Frankie's spirit to live life, stay strong, and always have hope. I loved that. So I really hope this isn't the last we've seen of these characters. I think they're brilliant. It's a brilliant story, and as an emotional read, I'm really excited for their future now, because the emotions in this were like I say, it was an unpacking story. We had to unpack and learn about Frankie and her past and Lisa and everything, and now we know. I'd like to see what the future holds. So I think I would love to see these characters again, because they really have been to hell and back. They've experienced so much with this amazing story that I would love to see what how life's treating them now. Hopefully better. So I couldn't put it down. I was just hooked, needing to know what everything meant and how the pieces were going to fit together and what was going to happen next and how it was all going to be revealed, like what actually happened. Like that what actually happened question. You're always dying to know when someone goes missing, aren't you? Like what actually happened. And I think with this, that waiting was fantastic. Your mind was spinning with the possibility that you know, Frankie had false hope, and you didn't want her to have false hope, but you kind of were like, but you must. But you were like, no, please don't. Like, it was so good and a real emotional journey. I really loved it. And then, if you know me, okay, which I know some of you do know me, there's one reference in here. I have to say, Claire, you got it spot on. So right. And I laughed so hard at that moment. I couldn't believe it. I was just reading and I was like, that's brilliant. And yeah, Claire will know what moment, and I definitely know what moment, and if you know me, you'll know what moment. But I was just like, oh my god, that's brilliant. So I absolutely love this even more just because of that. But it was fantastic. What a brilliant reference. And I think it may have been influenced at some point, so that's really good. Although I don't know. Yeah, no, it is really good. I agree. I completely agree. I probably shouldn't, but I do. So I absolutely love that, and I couldn't put it down. Like I said, I just couldn't put it down. I absolutely loved it, and it was also nice to have some surprise appearances from some old friends from Claire's of the Story universes in here too. I won't tell you which ones. You can figure that out for yourself. But that was really exciting as well. So that really made the story for me. It's always good to have an old friend crop up from time to time, especially unexpectedly. So you'll know why I love that one so much as well if you know me. But yeah, a new favourite read of mine. I absolutely loved Love's Witness, and I highly recommend it. I can't wait to read it again. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I know what, you know, Claire's really sort of pushed this story. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. So if you haven't read any of Claire's books before and you're thinking about starting with one, this is a good one to start with. It's really, really good. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Love's Witness by Claire Highton-Stevenson, which I hope you will. If you've read Love's Witness, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Please comment below, and if you know what references I'm talking about within this book, yeah, let me know. Let me know if you know. Because that would be so cool if you do. And if you haven't read it yet but you're planning to read it, or it's on your to be read list, or you're now really, really intrigued and you're thinking I must read that book, I would love to know, because it's always great to hear what you're reading. So please comment below, please let us know. And if you do read it, God, I hope you love it. B, I hope you have the most exciting time reading it, 'cause although it's quite a sensitive subject, it's a really, really exciting read. And I just hope you really love it. Bye.